Judith from Indiana, you're on the air.
Yes, I'm a little bit nervous. I've never done this before. Donnie, I want to say I have bought some CDs on the cults. I learned things I didn't know, and I really appreciate that. And I appreciate the fact that we can call you and ask questions on the Bible. The reason I'm calling you is because I've been very disturbed about a new doctrine that had started in our church 8 years ago or so, and it was something we never did, and that was the keeping of the Old Testament feast days.
Mm-hmm.
And they even sent letters out, Deuteronomy 16:16, and at the end of it tells you not to appear before the Lord empty, and that to them that means money. And we're to march up around, the whole church marches around and gives an offering. I mean, it's just something they make everybody do. And I'm very disturbed. We're now in the time of Jubilee, and they keep season of Jubilee, the release, and they make promises to you that this is a season your debts may get paid, you may be released from debt, you may get money, and there's always a large offering. And what disturbs me is 3 times a year we have these 3 different feasts that they're keeping this way. And when this doctrine came in, I started watching Cliff O'Dollar teaching about the dividing of the covenants. And he said we're not under the law. And then he used Galatians 5 where it said that, I think it's Galatians 5:4, where it said that if we kept circumcision, then we were debtors to do the whole law. And so that convicted me that if I go back to the Old Testament and do anything back there, then I would be a debtor to have to keep the whole law. That means killing the sheep and everything. Yeah. And so I'm troubled about this. I don't know how to handle this problem. I have written a letter to my pastor. I gave him all the scriptures about not being under the law, being free from the law, Romans 7 and Hebrews 7, and that was another thing. You know, Jesus Christ was made a high priest under the order of Melchizedek and not under the order of Aaron.
Exactly.
And so that tells me we got a brand new covenant here that we're not to be under that. But he won't write me, and he won't talk about Galatians. He won't talk about not being under the law. He won't preach it. He won't teach it.
Well, I'll tell you why. Here's the answer, Judith. Here's the answer to the whole thing. It's a money scam.
Control.
It is used to get more money. That's exactly what it's used for. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, part of the Sermon on the Law, verse 17, think not that I am come to destroy the law of the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Jesus Christ, in his life, his death, his burial, and his resurrection, fulfilled all requirements of the law. We're not under law, we're under grace. You cannot keep the feast. There's no temple. You would have to do it in Jerusalem. There is no high priest. There has to be the offering up of sacrifice. All of this is a scam, Judith, to make money off of the people and to control the people. I would not write any more letters to your pastor. I wouldn't say any more to him. Leave. Get out of there as fast as you can and just leave, because it's not going to get any better. So did we help you there?
Yes, that's a hard thing. I love my church, always have. We do have the moving of the Holy Spirit, and we have the right doctrine as far as everything, except for this thing he brought in. And I don't know if I can find another church that I would love as much as this one.
Oh, wait a minute. You can't. No, Judith, you're contradicting yourself. The Holy Spirit is not confused. God is not confused. The Lord cannot operate where there's false doctrine. Not only that, the keeping of the law and trying to control people, that's also what the Lord spoke of in Revelation 2 and 3 on the doctrine of the Nicolaitans, which is preachers controlling the lives of their parishioners. And he said, I hate it. And the Holy Spirit cannot move where somebody's trying to teach. You got to keep the feast, because that's denying the sacrificial atoning death of Calvary on the cross. He is the feast. All of the feast typified the work of Christ. And so I have to take exception with you. There might be a spirit moving, but it's not the Holy Spirit.
I agree.
And you need to get out of there and talk about finding a church. Well, until you find a church, you make SBN your church. You are the church, actually. Where you're going is not the church. Family Worship Center is not the church.
Right.
We are the church.
Amen. Amen.
And you can have fellowship with God anywhere, anytime. We've got to take our top of the hour break. We'll be right back.